Rewind the tape.
Welcome to Wait, Rewind the Tape. It is your favourite podcast. This is unlikely to be your favourite episode because just like that, here we are again.
Wow. Just like that, you slated the whole show.
Just like that, I demonstrated what I thought of the Sex and the City reboot.
I love your
in
flowers,
a single
though.
Intro. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love them. They're even nicer now.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
they're super cute.
And is that a new plant behind you?
It is a plant that my friend got me when he was worried that I was going to leave my contract because of
it's
things
a bribe.
going on. No, it was not a bribe because it was not from the agency. It was distinctly a gift from one friend to another.
Gift. Okay, Boris Johnson.
Gift. I'm super grateful for it because it's really nice. And also the pot as well. He got me the plant and the pot.
That's the nicest part, I think.
It's gorgeous. It's a pink dragon. Which I think is fitting.
I don't know what that was.
Raw? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Imagine dragons were just like, I would love that. Daenerys, calm
down. So how was your week? What's been going on?
I don't wanna
talk about it.
We're already singing, you guys.
What is that song? Now you've closed,
that song?
Opened the door, closed. Sorry.
Broke my heart. You wish. You wish they closed the door. They smashed your heart. But the thing is, like, I no longer believe those songs because when you listen to those songs and it's like a man singing it, you're like, oh, babe, because it's Rod Stewart. And each to their own, but I think Rod Stewart's a babe. There is no way he wasn't on some absolute fuck shit when he was young. Probably still is. So
100%.
I don't want to hear it, Rod. Cry yourself to sleep. How about that?
Yeah.
Cry me a river.
Maybe
and not
apologize.
the Justin Timberlake version. He probably did in the worst way through a song. Oh.
I'm sorry, but
I'm sorry I cheated on you in a song on the radio. How embarrassing.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah. Okay, cool. Well then, we won't talk about it.
Oh no, my week is all right.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if any of the listeners have suffered from this. I just feel very like wired from constantly like seeing and hearing. No, I just mean because of my daily tasks. I would never have this much time listening or viewing, like too much screen time, too much ear time as well.
To anything in particular? Just the world in particular, or like work?
No, just work, because it's the point. I'm finishing this thing, and I have to keep listening to stuff and listening to it and listening to it. And
I see what you mean. Right. Yeah. The same thing, and it's
and it's like it's getting better now, but like a few days ago, it was to the point where, and I couldn't sleep. So when I closed my eyes, it felt like my eyes were rolling to the back of my head, but they weren't.
Yeah.
And I had a massive pain behind my jaw. Then I heard this woman on Twitter talking about overstimulation, but she had like screaming children. I was like, am I overstimulated? Is that what that is? Just feeling like constantly wired?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Sounds right. I feel I get that a lot when I just, all I can think about is spreadsheets.
Yes.
And what are they? And it's specific, like very,
Oh my God.
And cells clicking in and out of a cell. And oh God, gross.
I'm not going to lie, I do miss a good spreadsheet. It's been a minute.
God.
The spreadsheets I'm looking at now are like trackers. Ugh. Let me tell you, there's nothing fun about a tracker. You either did it or you didn't, and you usually didn't.
It's either a red or a green, and it's probably a red, and you got to answer to somebody, and you don't want to, and that's kicking you up at night as well. Like... creative ways to spin the red. So it's like It is a red, but it's actually more of like an orange, because I've kind of done it.
I've got 3 shades of yellow. I'm like,
but
yeah.
A really obscure key for what everything could mean. You just look at the key, quite self-explanatory. Explains it all, really.
I didn't have the key, but I once showed, because this is like my personal tracker that no one else looks at, but I didn't realize how neurotic I was getting until I showed it to someone else. They were like, what do the numbers mean? And I even started numbering, like putting numbers in, but I couldn't remember. I was like,
oh my God, I've done that.
What is this? How many codes?
Yeah, right. Well, this one is for the first review, and then that's the second review, so I can keep track of how many rounds is going on.
Oh my God, it's a mess. But all will be well, because I feel like December is, well, for me, in my life, it's like a push rather than a chill. But so January will be my chill.
I think December's always a push, because you just everybody's trying to just get it to the finish line. Yeah. It's a race to the bottom.
It is.
To get out of the top.
The funny thing is about December, there's always a day where everyone quits, and I can't remember when that day is, but I'll bring it on.
I feel like it's like maybe like 22nd, people are starting to...
I think mine would be more like the 26th, like Boxing Day.
With work?
Because I'm at home. And what I'm working on is mostly for myself.
I see. Yeah, if it's your... when it's like, other people's work, then there's that day where you're just like, do you know what?
I do miss like that feeling of being able to just say fuck this at 2 p.m.
Do you know what? This is a next year problem.
And it's not even my problem. Honey, I am not making the margin on this. So you can see me next year at my worst. I miss it. I take it back, because next year I'll be back at it and I'll be like, you know what? I take it back. This is
hideous.
Yeah.
I've had a pretty busy weekend, because it was like my mum's birthday weekend, so she was down, and we were going out for dinner, and went to a carol service last week. Haven't been to a carol service in so long.
And you know what?
It was in a church in Sloane Square, and it was like an NSPCC charity carol service. It was really lovely, but it's, my God, I forgot how kind of difficult it is to sing hymns. Like, they seem to be like in the wrong octave. There's not like a mid-range. You have to either go really high, too high for me to go, or then I have to sing really low. And I just, again, unless you're like belting it out, it just, that low rumble when you're in a church and singing, it just sounds awful.
The worst is when you're trying to catch a harmony, but you're off, so you have to do it really quietly, because you don't want everyone to hear and be like, "What? Who the fuck is ruining this shit?" But you're like, "I can't sing that high. I can't sing that low. I'm gonna."
But then you don't want people to think, "What a fucking tryhard. We're in the congregation, all right? You're not in the fucking choir. Do you want to relax?"
Oh my God, that has actually. I'm not gonna lie, it's happened to me when I was in church and I was singing, and someone looked at me and I thought, "Oh my bad." I thought we were all having a moment.
I thought this was supposed to be fun and joyous.
That's the only time that's happened to me, though, because normally, like, everyone's in it. Black church, everyone's so up for it. My dad's freaking popping and locking down the aisle. I'm not joking.
So that we did that. Like I said, dinner's out. Also, we went to the ballet. You are
having a wonderful winter.
Well, this is our Christmas, because remember, my actual Christmas is not going to be quite the same. So
it'll be lonely.
We celebrate. Yeah. That's fine though. That's why we have that weekend for our mom's birthday. So it was great, but it's also it's just quite tiring, because you're not. It's not in the confines of Christmas break where you don't also have to work.
Really burning the candle on both ends.
Yeah, but I can't complain. It was a fantastic weekend.
It sounds amazing, and I'm upset that you didn't make your A weekend in London, TikTok.
Oh my God, I forgot. Oh, Jesus, look at me. See, I would be such a terrible social media manager because I just can't stick to a fucking content schedule.
You know what pisses me off about you? You're so good at social media and you actually do interesting things, and I need to procrastinate. So really, if you would just make more content, it would make all of our lives easier. But no, you want to not make the TikToks.
I know I should. I just forget. But
because
what happens when I make the content? If we fucking lose followers, guys, I don't know if
different.
That quiz was amazing.
That was my favourite thing in the world. I know I'm easily pleased. But I mean, on your personal, like, Instagram, some fun, like, days out and stuff. We love to see it. And whoever that follower was, sometimes your number goes down when people, look at me making excuses, people just deactivate their accounts because honestly...
Sure. That was somebody that wanted to take a social media detox. Of course, it wasn't somebody that was like,
100%.
This is shit. This content isn't for me. I love actually this or that quiz. Fuck, write it off.
No, but I feel like it's probably the most on-brand thing we've ever posted. Like, it couldn't have been... It just make... So if you didn't like that, that means you actually just hate us.
Exactly. So we do take that unfollow very personally.
Very personally. Fuck you.
Whatever.
No, they're probably on a detox because like on my personal
we'll see them back in January.
100%. See you there, sucker, mid-Jan when you've given up on yourselves. We'll be there to pick up the pieces we won't. We'll be busy giving up on our own personal design.
We'll be busy dropping all of our pieces. So it did make me think, do you know what? Maybe I'm going to do that more. You guys don't like the content, but I don't care. More this or that quiz is coming your way.
I lived for it. It was so good. Yeah. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
Those of the listeners that saw it will probably be like, well, these two relax. So that meme.
Not that good, yeah.
So the meme when it's like, I've done 5 minutes of work today, and you're like, wow, I'm out.
When you've walked up the stairs and you're out of breath. That was exerting.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. We've talked about her briefly. When I say we, I've mentioned her. There's a rapper called Sweetie who did a performance and she was really out of breath because she's like dancing and rapping.
Full performance. Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody out there has ever tried to rap before. It's breath control when you're with that many words.
Yeah.
You're like gasping for air and you're dancing.
It's hard enough when you're trying to sing a hymn. Once in Royal David City. Difficult to do.
Imagine doing that now with choreography. Absolutely not.
And speaking it at treble pace.
Oh my God. And you're just like, why are there so many words? I only know the first 4 lines. Yeah, I used to think hymns were shit because like I would listen to like gospel music and I'm just like, oh, this is the shit. And then I go to like I won't say the type of church because I feel like that's religion shaming. And I hear a hymn sung by a gospel choir. Maybe they've changed it, tweaked it. I'm just like, okay. And my mum loves a hymn, like a traditional hymn. So songs of praise is always on. But when you have to actually sing it and with hymns, every church has their favourite hymns.
Yeah.
And some of them, you're like, this is like such a B-side. I've never heard this. Can we just stick to the hits?
Yeah, stick to the classics. I want Once in Royal David City.
100%.
Oh, Come All You Faithful.
Banger.
Absolute banger. Oh my God, the way that the whole congregation joins in for the final. Yeah. I want maybe a Silent Night.
Silent Night on its own, as its own, it's just phenomenal. You can't not do Silent Night. No one does it anymore. Like
that's a hit.
That's it. Thank you. Do the hits. Do like if it was like, now I've got hymns. That's what you should be seeing. The best hymns that everyone loves.
I don't want like On a Bleak Midwinter.
I actually love that song so much. It's so moving. It really is. I don't know any of the words. It stresses me out.
The first line. Yeah. I want. Do you know what? I even want a good King Wenceslas.
Oh, no, you're on your own there.
I never liked it growing up. Oh, how about?
Is it a grower? Maybe I need to hear it again.
Yeah.
I used to hate that.
What's your take on We Three Kings?
Smash
hit.
What am I talking about? No, that is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, you can really go a lot of places there with it. You can take it up here, you can take it down here. You know,
I do like that hymn very high though. Give me the goosebumps.
But it's too hard for you to sing.
No, I'm not. So I'll be like, so no one can hear how I'm singing it. I'm like, I am out of key.
It's hard to do the breathing in that key.
Impossible.
And then when you try and experiment midway through the verse to bring it more in an octave you can sing it in, and you really just sound like voices breaking all over the place.
Yeah, it's so funny. You're like, just harmonies in hymns don't necessarily follow the melody of the song. They just go off.
Yeah.
When you get it, I remember being in school, when you get a harmony, especially, I can't remember what's it called, the ending, like, I'm not going to embarrass myself. That really high harmony that goes up again. Like we always used to do it on Oh Come All Ye Faithful. The part where it goes, oh come, but really high. Da, 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 da. Like you do like a separate part that's quite high. When you get that harmony, you're like, yes,
yeah,
I can do it. But trying to like go into a congregation years later and be like, and then you're like, oh my God, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to leave it to the pros because I am embarrassing myself.
Yeah.
It's so difficult. Hymns are just, I'm so sick. You'll go to it and it'll be like a hymn that's like, that has like, no, where is this melody from?
Yeah.
What is this song?
I'm not listening to it. I don't want to hear the new ones. Don't want to hear the TikTok hymns. Leave them at home. That took you too long.
The TikTok hymns.
I bet there are some though, probably.
Oh my! I'm gonna actually go
do a TikTok dance.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
so many hits.
Yeah. I am going to listen to some hymns this week, though. I need to get in the Christmassy spirit.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just feel like listening to a good what?
A creepy hymn. You know when a hymn's a bit like dark, you're like, oh God, what the hell is this? Love it.
I'll need you to give me an example. I mean, not necessarily off the top of your head, but yeah.
No, I'd have to find it. I have one in my computer because it was like this family that wanted it sung out. My bad. Wow, I am aging rapidly.
You really are.
Oh no. All right, Gladys. I love that now.
Yeah, find it, let me know, and hopefully I know it and I can concur.
I was just going to say about Sweet. Sorry, so quickly.
Oh God, yeah.
Because everyone was like making fun of her and stuff. And I was just like, as somebody who has some really embarrassing performances on YouTube, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. She didn't have, it's not like there was a backing track or anything. It was just her voice and she'd just been dancing. You can't just take the clip of someone doing like the thing you don't like, ignore all of their other performances. You just constantly look for the bad bits, cherry pick them. And plus, we're not all freaking, do you know what I mean? We don't have the lung span of an eagle. Like, I don't know if that's her thing, but like, just I felt like just leave her alone. So she might have asthma. I'm not saying she does, but like, you don't know.
Yeah, agree.
It just felt a bit harsh. Like, even if you can just not like something. You don't have to be like. People were saying like she needs to change her diet. I was like, fucking hell.
Much.
I know, because she's known for eating like weird combinations. Like she'll put like her Cheetos in salad cream or whatever, which I know is a bit odd. But
sorry, but who hasn't done some something weird like that.
Everybody has like something they eat that anybody else would just be like, don't do that.
I don't know if I do. I need to have a think on this because
I was going to say I dip bread in soup, but that's very common, isn't it?
Such a common thing. That is why you get a bread roll with soup.
I don't know. I was like, this weird thing that I made up.
So quirky. I'm just a real kook.
As you can tell, I'm clearly a very boring eater, but still, I just feel like going in on someone's diet, and that's when you're doing too much. Also, how do you have the confidence to tweet stuff like that? Because I would be so ashamed.
Because it's just the internet. Because people don't care. People don't think that there's anything wrong with it.
Their real face and their real name, and
because people think that they're allowed to speak like that about people.
Oh, it's a bit much for me. Like, I love to talk shit as much as the next person, but I don't think I would ever confidently log into a public forum and start critiquing someone's diet based off a 30-second clip. And I would regard myself as somewhat of a cunt, but that's a bit much. That's a bit much.
Right. Let's get into what we're here to talk about. So you guys will, I'm sure, be aware that the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s. Once again, I've done no research.
I was going to say late 2000s. Yeah.
Definitely not. Sorry, early 2000s. Late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Yeah. Kind of, I don't know how you describe it. Like, I guess at the time it was groundbreaking. Iconic show. Sex and the City has been rebooted, now called And Just Like That. Not really sure why it's called And Just Like That. Obviously, I guess I couldn't just call it Sex and the City too. But yeah, so it's called And Just Like That. The font that they use is really terrible. I don't know if it's supposed to be a choice. It's like that. It's a like blue script.
Oh, I don't mind the script. Isn't it a bit like, it's the word kitschy?
I think, yeah, it's supposed to be maybe a bit cheesy. A bit kitschy.
Googling and just, I like it. Oh, but this isn't the one you mean for sure. I think I know what you mean. You're talking about the one where they end it and they do it different at the beginning or something, because this is like bold.
Yeah, the one where, anyway.
But look at the original, it's awful. It's not the best.
Overall, so we watched the first episode of Just Like That.
I watched the first.
Did you watch the second one as well?
Did you?
No, I just watched the first one. Maybe I should watch the second one.
No, let's stick with the first because they're very long.
I can't. I guess I'll keep watching it because I've got nothing better to do with my time. No, that's a lie. I've got countless better things to do with my time. I just choose to do the thing that I don't want to do because it's the easiest thing. But I didn't really much care for it, to be honest. What did you think?
Okay, unpopular opinion, and I hate when people say unpopular opinion.
I think
it wasn't the best, and obviously there was bits from like a black perspective that were a bit cringe. What's new? I didn't think it's that bad. I just thought it was just a bit like, maybe because I've seen the second one, definitely got way more into it in the second one.
Okay.
The bits are a bit like, I know that I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't as bad.
So forced.
No, it wasn't as bad as well, the online reviews that I was seeing from like writers that I respect was like, this was so poorly written.
I agree.
But
sorry, the ending, guys, spoilers.
Oh yeah, guys, there's going to be loads of spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, fuck off.
And just like that, Big died. Like poor, like a really poor ending.
I knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
And God forgive me, he didn't really die. So I can say this. Okay, bits of the first one were very cringe. I see what you mean now.
But there was just, a point, really cringy and wooden. It just felt so.
Not all of it though. Just Carrie and Big scenes were a bit over the top. I'm like, come on, guys. But I've always found them weird when they're actually married. I'm like, they should have just kept messing around because they were so much sexier then.
How about Carrie and Miranda's thing about the whole Samantha thing, how they deal with that? Oh, and within like the first 60 seconds, we're in a pandemic. We've been in a pandemic, guys. Did you know? Pandemic, lockdown. This
is classic pilot episode. They have to give you the full. There's a really good TikTok about this actually. It's like introducing a character's whole story in 30 seconds, and she's like, Jean, just because I've known you since I was 6 years old and we've always grown up living together doesn't mean I'm going to do your homework. And it's so true. Because they have to, get it all out of the way so they can get into the story. I will watch the whole thing. And this is also a crazy thing to say. I never thought I'd say it, but Carrie's all right. She's a very funny person.
What? I thought she was extra mean.
To who?
I thought her comments were just extra catty in a way that I wouldn't have. Yeah, she's always kind of been like that, like kind of one-liners, but they just came off mean in this reboot. I thought
in the reboot, I just found her funny. I've never really found her that funny before, but she said a few things where maybe it was the second episode as well. I actually laughed out loud. I felt her for the first time. Like I felt like
I need to watch the second episode because
as much as I can relate to a white woman, I found her very relatable because it was just like these hoes are doing way too much. Carrie's just here for a good time, a quick drink, and a boop.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about your kids. Your kids having sex and whatever.
I like it. I respect it. I liked it. Also, I will say, Big Steph, this is what I was going to say when I said, God forgive me. Okay, they build up all this stuff. When Carrie runs in and she's like, does she shout big?
Yeah.
Which is hilarious in itself. I'm saying, big daddy, no. Which I feel like will be me one day. But he's like, and I couldn't stop laughing. I howled. It was the funniest death scene I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever laughed at somebody die before. It was so funny. And in a way, it kind of saved him. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this. This is a hoot. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Charlotte is annoying, as always.
Yeah, very much so.
Miranda is just so Miranda in a way that I've never found her before. Steve was cute.
Yeah, I like Steve. Harry, cute. I like Harry.
Who's Harry?
Harry's
Charlotte.
Charlotte's husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it very. I didn't think that I was going to found it, but a pilot, sure, but it's not just any old pilot. We know these people.
It's still a pilot. Like it's like the films were all bad.
Yeah, that is very true.
But there's still good moments within them. They're just mostly terrible. Because the thing is, you need to warm up. It's supposed to be a comedy of like boo, 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 bouncy, 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 bouncy. They're not great at storytelling. They're more. It's more the in between moments. I'm here for the fashion and a quick lull. But yeah.
What did you think about how they handled the Samantha absence?
How else could they have handled it? I again laughed.
I think it just felt like it was that, okay, let's set the scene. We'll go way too much into detail and go.
I think it was supposed to be quite crass and funny because they were like, when they were like, oh no, she's not dead. It was just like, I felt like.
That was.
No, but I felt like they were taking shots at her, and the idea that we all were like, oh, they're going to kill her off. She's in London, which is where people go to. Honey, she's in the UK. Ew. She's in
during
England.
the pandemic.
Good luck.
Yeah, seriously.
In this economy.
How did you cope with that, Samantha? I meant like more not that like cringy bit that they were doing with Bitsy. You know who Bitsy is. When Miranda and Carrie were talking afterwards, and then we had Carrie being like, well, in this economy, I just couldn't keep her on as my publicist, and doing the whole backstory there. You just think, okay, I get it. We have to set the scene of why she's not around.
Yeah. I think that even though everyone says it's going to be awful, I think that once we get over all this like horrible shit and bad acting, I think it's going to be all right.
I think it's going to be bad all the way through.
Past the script and the performances
and everything, yeah. I think we've just been so spoiled with that kind of format of shows now. No,
I really think I'm going to give them some grace. I think it's going to get better, but it's because I've seen the second episode. Okay. Although watching them back to back, the first half, the second half of the first episode and the first half of the second episode, really bad. But the second half of the second episode is actually quite good.
Right, so we're hoping that that's the trajectory for the season to come.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know where they're going with it, but like, I'll be there. Also, the episodes are too long. They should have stuck to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30, 40 minutes. Can't be a 30-minute show. I used to complain, but now I'm like, no, that is actually the perfect time.
Yeah, I need a 40 minutes max. A good 25-minute show.
Yeah.
True. I felt a lot as well. I was kind of getting flashbacks to our days working in our fave boutique, because like Carrie just really reminded, like with the Instagramming and then like and the podcasting, and she really reminded me.
What are you doing right now? What? Ask yourself.
Yeah, but it's different.
What kind of lifestyle? Okay.
I'm just gonna pause for 1 second because I don't want to say this somewhere.
Yikes.
One other thing that I thought was a bit overdone was Carrie's scream. SJP really went in on the Carrie scream. You know that, like, I can't do it. Like when she's like going, like, oh, your table's ready. The high-pitched little squeal scream. Just like, give it a rest.
They're definitely whiter than ever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, I don't know her name. She was in Empire. What is her name? I don't know her fictional name or her real name, so I have to find it.
The professor.
No, the professor scene was a bit cringe. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but it's just like, don't give me race relations. It's Christmas. If there's anything I don't want, it's like this like EastEnders storyline for Christmas. They're doing like a white supremacy storyline, and I get it. It's like there's a moral of the story here, and it's just like, honey, I've had a hard year. Okay, please. I am a black woman. I do not want to come home. I'm always at home and switch on my TV and see this guy who's like anti-black, anti-Muslim. Like, I don't know what vibe we're giving. It's Christmas. This is very much, I need a sex scandal. Do you not understand? If you have one job, Christmas, sex scandal and murder. Save the racism for January when the whites are learning.
January is also tough to get through, so.
Well, they can't give it to you in February. But I just think that kind of thing is sometimes like, it's just like, do I really want to see this professor like walk in and have her hair like question? It's just like, well, who's this a teachable moment for? Because it sure as fuck is for me. But yeah, At least they're acknowledging their wife this time. No, not there. Did you miss Samantha? I kind of missed her in the first episode.
Yeah, I think she would have added something to it.
Not much though, because remember the films. No shade.
True, but that could have also just been shit writing.
How can that be shit writing though? I don't get it with the budget. The character
how do we know what the budget was?
The budget would be high. The character development seems to be going from the end of the second episode, seems to be going in the right direction.
Okay. I feel like they spent the budget on the cast, getting them all back together. And it's like, oh God, now we don't have enough money yet left for writing.
I don't think so. So there's a writer that I follow who used to work for Vogue, and she's like, I've just talked about her before because I'm just always like, I feel like she's the most overqualified fashion writer I've ever come across. She has like, I want to say like a master's in Black women's studies or something like that. I don't know. She's just very smart, very beautiful, very well dressed. Am I obsessed with her? Yes. Her name is Marjan Carlos. Guys, go follow her. And she was like, she reposted, I think it was something the writer had said because people were saying the writing is terrible. And she was like really pissed. The writer was on Twitter really pissed off. But then I was just like, this can't be one woman writing this.
No,
it has to have been a writer's room.
Yeah, but if she's approving everything, then she really snoozed on some of these scenes.
Yeah, I would have thought like let's just see where it goes. Some of it, I think it was just awkward because they were trying to kill Big off, but it could have been a lot better. Some of it was like semi-cute, like in terms of like it being an advert rather than a TV show, because when Carrie and Big were in their place and they had all their vinyls, I was like, oh my God, this is like what I want.
Yeah, but you know,
I want my wall of vinyls and I want my toxic man.
You want to tell him to masturbate for you. You're like, also, it's like, Carrie, that's not the point. You're supposed to be loosening yourself up.
She's loose. She's loose as a goose. She wants him to get loose for her. Okay. I don't know what they were on, but it was fun to watch.
Yeah. Like the Bridgerton reference was.
What was the Bridgerton reference? I can't remember. Basically, guys, I think it's just gone in one ear, one out the other. This is a bad episode for us.
No.
We're like, what happened?
To be perfectly honest, as I was watching the show, I thought this podcast episode is not going to be good because I don't really have enough to say, and maybe I should have watched the second episode to get.
Do you want me to tell you what happens in the second?
No. I do think that who was Henry's mum, LTW or LWT, Lisa, you know, the Charlotte's friend, they went to school and she was like, she's a big shot. You know, Henry, the little boy who's shit at piano.
That's whose name I was trying to get. Yes, that's what her character.
Yeah.
Let me get the name. Let me get the names up.
Like,
that's her name in real life. Forget her character's name. Nicole Ari Parker.
Great name.
A sexual being. Yes, I'm attracted to her. So what? And her character's name is Lisa.
Yes. But she is very, again...
Okay. Can I give you a spoiler? I'm going to.
You're going to, yeah. Do we ask our audience that?
Mr. Big is in 10 episodes.
It might be flashbacks.
In every episode?
I don't know.
I think this whole thing is about Big dying, and I just didn't realise it. It feels like more like a mini-series about how Harry...
Their relationship.
With his death, yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is like where the midway point, and now we're going to have some episodes that go back in time that start at the beginning.
No, I think it's going to move through like just the mourning process of what it's like to lose your husband.
But then how can he be in all the episodes unless he's a ghost?
I think IMDb is just making stuff up, honestly.
Could be. if Big is a ghost throughout, that is the final straw. I thought it was funny how everyone's super keen to again point out the pandemic and lockdown and all of this. And Lisa did it as well. But then she was also like, oh, did you get fries? Let me share fries with you. Like, we're all talking about fucking the COVID and the pandemic, but you're sharing fries with strangers.
To be honest, the fries thing was so gross. I was just like, it was
unnecessary.
Oh my God, it was more like, I'm super down to earth without saying it. Oh my God, it's just like, do you know your target audience? We are sitting here covered in grease.
Sorry, we're not here letting fries go cold.
No way.
No, those fries are gone. And I'm also not sharing them. No, you'll have to get your own, Ruth. And you would want your own.
You know I've already finished mine. Come on. Clearly not about us.
But at least we know that there are 2 portions on the table. We ain't sharing a portion.
We'd probably get like the to share for 3 people portion.
And then a side of mashed potatoes.
we do love a double carb.
Oh my God, absolutely. So okay, what else did I jotted some things down, but really not a lot.
There's not much to say after the first episode, honestly. It wasn't like, it was awkward, it was clunky, it was very much giving pilot.
Yeah.
It was giving pilot episode. But
the one-liners, like Carrie said one, seeing the condom as half full. That's gross.
Oh my God. Okay, I need to take something off air, which I forgot.
I love how that has sparked a memory in you.
That's why I can appreciate Carrie, because she might be weird and messy, but that's what I'm saying.
In reference to Miranda's son. That's a bit weird. That was a bit much.
It's just inappropriate. I do love a good inappropriate joke, especially when people talk about their children, because it's like, stop being precious.
It did make me giggle though when she's on the podcast and everybody, like the other hosts are getting
that first podcast scene was just
so awkward, but it did make me think when she's like, excuse me, sorry, what now? The question? I'm like, well, if that isn't me. And then on this podcast, like, how much do I want to reveal? I'm not sure. What did you what are my fantasies? What do I like? Oh, I don't know. I couldn't possibly say. I don't know if I have any. Next question. And then by the end of it, you're asking somebody to masturbate in front of you.
At least you didn't do it on Snapchat. Okay.
That's also, I guess it's maybe something that if you're in a relationship with somebody, but you don't talk about that side of your life with them, when like not knowing what the other person, if the other person has a solo sex life.
I feel like you would know though. It comes up.
Well, I'm sure, like with some people, nosy. I think, but
my first conversation. I think. What do you do when you're alone?
Do you think about me when you're masturbating?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God! Imagine they're like, no. Oh, I'd appreciate the honesty for once.
Yeah, but it depends who they say they are thinking about or what
they're thinking about. They don't need to tell me. Jesus.
Oh, you are asking, please.
No, I feel like
you're like, oh, go on, tell me. I won't be jealous. I'll find it hot. And then they say, and you're like, fuck you. How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
No one.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think I no longer ask questions. I've started saying it to myself. I got it from a TV show. God knows which one. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Yes,
it's just solid advice, because Lord knows, why punish yourself?
Yeah, I ignorance is bliss. Yeah.
Say sure. Me or shut the fuck. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Just lie, okay?
Oh my God, don't lie to me. I'm sick of lies.
Well, if the lie is, I only think about you.
If it's a lie, that's worse. And now every time someone tells me that, I'm going to be like, you're a goddamn liar.
I know who you think about. But I guess that is a real situation for a lot of couples. But then I just think, how would you not know? Because when...
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't think most couples, like, they do their thing when the other one's not around.
Yeah. But they're just like, yeah.
It won't be at night or in the morning necessarily. It's just like maybe
middle
in the
of
toilet.
The day, rushing toilet, shower.
Yeah, get
when the other person's out. Yeah,
not gone out. Because sometimes you just
with friends.
It's not about the other person. Just like go away. No offense. Yeah, leave me alone for 5 minutes. Or maybe I've just hated everyone I've ever been with. I can't tell sometimes. No, I think it's just time needed. Britney Spears, that song she starts with, I need time, space. I need me. Say hello to the girl that I am.
No, I don't want to go through my perspective. We love you, Britney.
I actually love that song. I can't lie. That song had me on all right.
Great. That's a banger. Because I believe in taking chances.
Who to say what I got? Is that
I need some answers.
What am I to
do with my life?
You will find it out. Don't worry.
Oh, ow!
It's so funny. Like the ad libs give her the
know what's right.
You just gotta do it your way. Great advice.
Help the way I feel.
Because my life has been so
protected.
Let me tell you, as a young Nigerian girl, I was like, I know.
Yes. Yeah.
Sheltered, caged.
Absolutely. You're just trying to figure out what's going on, what's everybody talking about, what are these words that people are saying that you're pretending you know.
Never heard. And you're trying to like pretend that you're like them, and they know you're not. They're like, they call you out once in a while.
Never kissed anybody.
Yeah. Are you allowed to wear makeup? I'm like, yeah, I choose not to.
I've got a whole makeup drawer full of it. My mum took me to a Rimmel.
Oh my gosh.
I just want my skin to be able to breathe.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't need it actually because my skin's amazing.
Wow, I'm still pressed. I don't know if I've said this about the girl who was like, you'd be so pretty if you wore makeup. The way, do you know how much of my strength it took me not to read makeup? I was like, don't do it.
You could do with a bit of makeup yourself.
Oh, I could have gone the other way. Sweetie, on your best day, you could have looked like this.
How old were you when he said that?
I think I was around 13, 14.
13, 14?
Or maybe I was
15.
I don't know. Those times were a blur.
Yeah.
Because it was when the boys were started to come around and like she was like the hit girl. But I accidentally slut shamed her. I called her a slut by text one time. So it was just like I felt like, just let her let her have it. I'm not sure if that was before or after, but yeah, there was just little moments where I just felt I don't know. I don't know. I'm glad I didn't say anything though. I think when I was quite young, I had a really, really sharp tongue. And if someone says something to me, it's probably the Croydon in me. It was a reflex. I didn't even think about it, just snap.
Yeah, same.
And then when I got to no, I am.
No, I'm not.
I love that girl. No, because the thing is, people will try you. And the thing is, people are saying stuff to you they have no business saying. And then when I got to about 13 to 15, I think it was the insecurities started to say. And not only the insecurities, but maybe I felt more...
changing body and...
Yeah, and just being like in this like all white school and not wanting to feel like you're attacking people all the time. And also like, I know this sounds... I don't know how it sounds, but when you see how people are living at home, you kind of feel like, let me take it easy. You are not having a good time.
I'll go easy. Honestly, on you, babe.
That was, I feel like I can say this because I'm never going to mention who it was, but that was the same friend who like, there was a time where, I'm sure I've told you this, she just came into school like as a joke and was like, I've been taking paracetamol, like I've been taking loads of paracetamol. She was just taking paracetamol throughout the day, so like slowly overdosing on it. And obviously too much paracetamol isn't dangerous at first, but then it slowly shuts your organs down.
Yeah.
I think it was, I asked my dad what would happen if you took too much paracetamol, and he was like, oh, well, your organs would start failing.
Fails.
And I was like, what? And then I realized I should probably tell someone. And so we told God. So it's just like stuff like that. When someone's like, ha ha ha, I'm just taking paracetamol every 5 minutes. And it's just like, that's not funny. So after that, I don't know, as you get older, you start to think, maybe I shouldn't just snap back at people because they've clearly got issues that are not their fault necessarily. It's like, we're all kids. And it's partly insecurity and it's partly like a hyper awareness that you're different from everyone else. Then it's also partly just gaining wisdom and realizing that these people, they can dish it out, but they can't take it.
I also can't take it.
I mean, I can't take it, but I feel like I can take it better because I know I can always say something back, if that makes sense. When I was that age, like I was like, sweetheart, I went to school in Croydon and spent the rest of my time in Tottenham. I can give you a clap back. That's all I can give you. I'm Nigerian. Leave me alone. I've been insulted since I was old enough to stand up. You have no idea what you're in for. Oh my God. Because the kids in Croydon, like not all of them, but some of them were just really mean. Then again, I did once get called out for bullying someone, so maybe it was me. I always forget about that because it was like, I genuinely felt like the girl was making it up. And I wonder what I was actually doing to her. Because I was just like, she went and told her brother to tell my sister that I should stop bullying her. My sister was like so upset with me. And I was just like, First of all, she needs to grow up. But then I wonder now if I was to see what I was doing at that age, if I'd be like, oh, why am I behaving this way?
Yeah, I think, for sure there are things that I did when I was younger that I'd be like, you.
Do you think you were quite cruel as a child?
I could be, yeah. I definitely had a
unprovoked.
Cruel. I would say at the time I probably would have said no. But maybe it wasn't not that like cruelty's never needed, but it wasn't warranted, or this like I might have just probably was doing it because I just felt so awful for a lot of my like school time, and that really just spilled out into how I treated people.
Yeah. I would say, like, obviously I didn't see any, actually no, I did witness some behavior that was just awful, but most of the people who I knew who would say like mean things, except for some people, it comes from like a place of privilege and they're just kind of like snotty and they don't realize it. But some people's behavior, like making like certain comments and stuff, I didn't feel like it was, I wasn't really around anyone who I felt was like bad, if that makes sense, like a bad person. It felt more like they just needed to have a win, which was do you know what I mean?
Them that, yeah.
Just let them have it. I'm
not for sure, but it's like no, and it shouldn't really ever have to be at the expense of.
No, you don't tolerate people's bad behavior.
But like when you're that young, you just like your brain is still developing, and the way that you interact with people is still developing. And it's like if you have bad role models for how to treat people, then you don't really that's just how you treat other people, and you don't really know that it's how wrong or bad it is because that's how you've been treated.
Oh, it's just learned. Do you mean like learned behavior?
It's like, learned behaviors for sure. Anyway, this is getting a bit too much for me. Let's talk about just like that.
Something. Okay,
I've got nothing more to say about And Just Like That.
There's nothing left to say. I really want to get that as a drop. Would that be acceptable? It's just that terrible pop song I was telling you about. So every time we say there's nothing left to say, no, because I have to. Yeah,
we're never going to do that. I will watch the second episode and let you know how I feel as the season progresses.
Okay, let's see if we can stick with it.
Yeah.
What else are you watching or going to watch?
Oh, so actually a good thing that I'm watching is on Amazon Prime. It's called Kevin Can F Himself. It's kind of, how do they describe it? Like a dark comedy where it's filmed in two different styles. So it's about this woman who is married to this guy, and
why do I know this? I've definitely
heard about it. It's
because it was quite a big thing in America. I think it was on Twitter. But I thought that looks interesting. Where it's like,
it's very interesting. I'll let you explain. So our main protagonist is married to this guy who's pretty awful, and kind of like the way that they filmed their scenes together, it's this and it's shot in a typical sitcom way. So it's really bright and oversaturated. There's audience laughter, and it's just like the whenever she's with all the, to be honest, the kind of core men in her life related to her husband, like his best friend, his dad, they're all just have these stupid like hijinks that you would get up into in a sitcom. Yeah. But in the context of everyday life, actually, it's probably really annoying and disruptive and destructive. So whenever they're having those scenes, they have those scenes, and it's like, oh, the capers, and she's like, yeah, okay, great. And then she'll walk out into a different room, and all the color kind of leaches, and it's just her actual natural proper reaction to it, and how sad and depressed and kind of, I guess, desperate she is with the situation. But it isn't a concept that I've seen before in terms of like storytelling, and it's good. And I also love that actress I should say. She is in Schitt's Creek.
Is actress not a thing anymore? Is it just actor now? It's not a gender term. I know they still use it in award shows.
Exactly, they do still use it in award shows, but it has been actor for quite a long time, actually. She is in Annie Murphy. She's in Schitt's Creek, which is one of my fave shows. And very funny. So yes, I've been watching that. I actually randomly started last night. This is so dumb. I should just have got ready for bed or done something else. It was getting to about 10 to 10. It was a bit too early to take Mango out for her last walk, and I just finished watching a show. So I needed like a 20-minute, a quick thing to get me over the 10 p.m. mark. So I started randomly watching some episodes of The Simpsons. I haven't watched The Simpsons in so long.
I have something to say about that.
Oh God.
I'm glad you're watching this show, because as like you get older and you're watching The Simpsons, Marge should have left Homer so many times. Why does she stay with him? Like, I get that he's supposed to be like a lovable fool, and sometimes he's great, but in real life they would have definitely got divorced.
And in real life they all would have aged as well, but
but even if they hadn't, they would have got divorced. It's almost worse being immortal and staying with this man.
True. What's the deal, Marge?
Why does she stay? He's so annoying.
Desperately annoying.
And as a character, I do get it, he's lovable, but as a husband, he's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's an awful example for their children. Yeah, they shouldn't be together. But he's not as bad as Peter Griffin. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
She should have left it.
I don't know why I watched that show so much.
I hate that show.
What else are you watching? Or what are you watching?
I feel like I just watched something and I can't remember what it was. What was I watching? Oh, I was watching Breaking Bad.
Oh, Jesus. You finished it?
Yeah. I got pretty into it. Let's just put it that way.
I can't lie.
Yeah. So I'm watching the film they did now, which is kind of silly because I should have watched Better Call Saul first. Sorry.
They did a film?
It's not a film. It's like a Netflix film. And it's about Jesse. But it's like, the thing is, it's a really high intensity drama. And
not for me.
I'm just not mentally there. I need something a bit more like actiony or like comedy, like, because I'm just trying to finish this thing. But also I didn't even consciously make a decision to stop watching TV because I just couldn't watch it anymore because I need to finish stuff. So it's just like slowed down. I'm just watching EastEnders and Insecure.
Yeah, love
it. I cannot believe there's only 2 episodes of Insecure left. I'm genuinely like, how the fuck is this going to end? I'm just going to let it be what it is and not think about it and not like try and make it what I want. Just let it be. Like, it's not fucking... Because to be honest, I kind of hate when they end a show and they end it in a way that is like, it's really over. Like when they ended Desperate Housewives and they showed them flash forward into the future, what they were doing. I'm like, spare me, love. Spare me. Just end the fucking show, you drama. Anyway.
I'm also watching Wheel of Time.
They're going to do that now on Instagram.
No, they won't. Issa would never.
Never. What's Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time is yet another epic fantasy series on
I'm in the mood for one of those.
No, but yeah, it is exactly what it says on the tin, that you just realise that all fantasy stories are essentially kind of
the same story.
The same thing, yeah.
And it's basically like based on like all like religious stories and fables and stuff. It's like the same story.
Yeah. It's good. It's worth watching. Give it a go.
I ain't got shit else to do. Actually, I do. I need to stop lying to myself. No, never. I will never be honest with myself.
Oh, and I still need to catch up on Dope Sick. A few weeks ago, I called it. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I'll embarrass myself by saying this because I don't know if I said it on the show. No, I think I said it off air. But when I told you, I called it Dope Stick, but it's not. It's Dope Sick. It's about
is that the one about the
OxyContin.
opioids? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, those were the days. Some great music was being made when everyone was on that. I'm not saying it's good.
Just as an objective observation.
And just as a side note.
The two may or may not be related.
Hopefully not. But yeah.
Yeah, give that a watch. It's good.
I want to watch so many shows. I want to watch a couple of Amazon shows. I think it's time to go for that because I've rinsed everything else. I feel like I was, apart from Breaking Bad, what was it? Was it just Breaking Bad that had me on the ropes that bad that it felt like I was watching something more?
I think so.
Because I really watched it. When I just mean I watched it relatively quickly. It is a very good show. I know that's a dumb thing to say, but it's a very good show.
What happened in the end?
I don't want to spoil it. I want you to watch it.
Ruth, I can't, and I'm not going to. I'm just never going to do it.
I don't believe you.
I'm not going to go back. I can't.
Guys, spoiler alert for Breaking Bad. So, because I want everyone to actually watch it. Everyone's like, we have! You're the last one! Basically, Walter turns into a sociopath.
Right, you saw that coming.
He was the whole time. Hank basically finds out, which pissed me off. Do you know what's funny about Breaking Bad? I have never rooted against the main character. I've never watched like a quote unquote drug show and wanted the drug dealer to get caught like that before. Normally I'm just like, Just leave them
Let
alone.
them be.
I was like, if you don't, I didn't want Hank necessarily to catch him, but I was just like, do you know what, Walter,
you deserve it
coming, because you are a prick.
He had it coming.
He only heard him. So, but by the end, I was like, no, I didn't want you to go out like this. Hey, what's this? The consequences of my actions. It's like, I didn't want it. But yeah, he kind of kills himself in a lab because he's dying anyway.
Oh yeah.
And he goes on the run because Hank knows Hank dies.
What the fuck?
Oh, my bad. Should I open with that? I'm so bad at telling stories. I'm like the writer of
What happens to Jesse? Doesn't he get screwed over?
Oh my God, Jesse gets
Frank, like the Walter.
Kind of, but to be honest, I only remember the highlights. Jesse gets tortured by this white supremacist gang who kill Frank and his partner. They lock Jesse in a cage underground so that he will cook for them, and he's like chained up, and he's there for a long time. So definitely got some severe PTSD. And then Walt comes out of hiding because Walt has to be disappeared. He comes out of hiding to kill them all because they killed Hank. Walt, because his son won't speak to him. His wife is like on trial essentially. But
on trial?
Yeah, because like
for what?
He's caught. He's like, and once Hank is dead, they all think Walt killed him. And Walt kind of takes the heat for it so that Skylar looks innocent. Then he disappears. So, like, obviously he's killed a federal agent. So now he's like, and he's all over the news as like the biggest drug dealer. This high school teacher, he becomes like an urban legend. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he sees the people he started a company with on the news basically trying to distance themselves from him, saying that the only thing that he contributed to the company was the name. And then he's like, oh, no, bitch. I'm coming out of hiding tonight. He's so ego-driven. And I kind of can relate. It's like, you people have me fucked up. I'm sitting out here dying of cancer and you are still pissing me off. You started this in the first place. Why didn't they just give him shares anyway?
I have never wanted to watch it less.
Oh, okay.
Not because of your storytelling. Yes. Don't get me wrong.
Definitely is. No, the end is chaotic and sad.
Did you ever watch Witcher?
No.
The Witcher. Oh.
Is that the one based on the book?
I presume it's a book with Henry Cavill.
That's the one where someone actually gave me the book to read, and I was like, oh my God, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to read this 500-page book.
Never read it. And at the time, it was like when I was working 60 hours a week, not getting paid properly, like interning in fashion and working in retail on the side.
Like, thank you so much that you think that I want this.
I'm like, look at me. I'm just literally wilting away from stress and lack of food. But sure, we can bond over this book. Wow, I was really... If that was me now, I'd be like, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Is this a joke? Give me a Netflix recommendation. Or
not even that. Like, pay my bills and go away. I'm going through it over here.
Oh.
I was going through it in the cutest way where people thought I wasn't going through it. It's just like, no, this is terrible.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm sinking. I'm not managing.
Can't put like name brands on my suffering and think I'm having it. Like, this is awful.
Yeah, don't. If only we had the foresight back then to be like, this isn't normal. This isn't good.
But even then, I knew it wasn't normal. Help. But I just thought, I'm doing what I need to do to get to where I want to be in my career. I thought I was going to be that. You know, you hear all these success stories of like,
oh, yeah.
Tom Ford knocked on every door at 27. And now he's the head of...
You're a 30 under 30.
And it's just like, hon, I'm homeless. And it's like, okay, I'm homeless and then I'm living in my auntie's place by myself. So people think I'm living it up. Then I was homeless and I was staying at my friend's house and she had a really nice flat and a spare room. So we were like, oh, she's living it up. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm working 60 and getting paid for 20. They're like, but you get free stuff. You got free clothes. She's living it up. Oh, God, it's fun. It's absolutely great. I love it.
So good.
It's so fun.
Oh my God. Those are the days.
And I thought I'd
time of our lives.
Stop suffering eventually.
What gave you that idea?
I don't know. I thought I'd be way out of the rut by now. Like I feel like I've had some stability, short peaks of great times, and then a whole lot of quote unquote on the grind. And let me tell you, the grind has ground me to the bone. Like I'm done. Like I don't know how much, and it's just like I'm also lying. I know I'm not done because as much as it's fucked up to say, like I genuinely enjoy some of the things I go for. It's just I have nothing to show for it.
And that's okay.
I don't give a fuck if it isn't. I don't care anymore. Yeah. I'm past caring. I do not care anymore. It is what it motherfucking is. I am who I motherfucking am. Well, and just like that, we've reached the end of the episode.
I think that, yeah, it has to be the end.
Yeah. After like a couple of rip-roaring, hilarious episodes.
Oh, man, yeah.
But you guys probably feel the same. We're coming to the end of the year. You're like, no, we don't. Entertain us or shut the hell up. You stupid bitches.
You can always skip this episode. Fine. I probably will.
Same.
What are we going to watch next week?
I thought we'd do a Christmas special.
Yes.
Because I've got that new card game, and then that leaves us with the last episode of the year, which will be our New Year's special, in which we can just get drunk and talk about the year.
Yes, let's get
so we don't have to watch anything.
I think, yeah, last week was so funny because I was drunk.
Terrible to say. Never admit
that. Sorry, I don't.
Yeah, take it to the grave. I'm funny.
So I think we just had also, you know, quality programming that we watched.
No, it was just such a fun time. But yeah, we'll have jollies again. Maybe not next week, but next week we're doing the card game, which looks so shit, so it'll be funny. And then the week after that, I'm getting lit.
Oh yeah. Whilst we listen back to our 2020 message for ourselves.
We should do that.
Failed miserably.
Yeah, we should do it. And then we should say what we learned and what we should have said.
And then we'll give ourselves a message from 2021.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
We love it.
Yeah. And just like that.
Yeah. Oh, and just to warn you guys, so we will be once again taking a 6-week break. Holiday.
We need it.
Yeah. So we will no podcast in Jan. No podcast at the beginning of February. We'll remind you again on the last episode. But next week is the penultimate episode.
We will post memes throughout. Don't worry, our Instagram will still be very much active. Maybe we'll give you some little clips from past episodes just to, you know, remind you that we still exist and we're not just a meme account, although very much a meme account.
Yeah, we're a meme account. This is really just, it's like the podcast is an excuse to have a meme account, basically.
Oh my god, the podcast is an excuse to have that messy account where we just post what we want to post on main.
We should have just made a meme account. It's so much less work. Probably not, actually. I'm lying, because if you run a proper meme account, you have to post memes every day on the main
you have to
feed.
be on it. You have to get to the meme before anybody else gets to the meme. I'm not that quick.
I get to the tweets, but then you have to contact them, ask them for permission, and then tag. Oh, no. Oh, Lord, have mercy, mercy, mercy. Oh, God. Why am I singing?
Guys, goodbye.
Peace out.
Rewind the tape.